Hello everyone, welcome back to an episode of Run It Up number 16. We are here today playing some cash game poker. Could not be happier about that. There are now 6 max tables all the way down to 1 cent, 2 cents, so we have no excuse not to be playing cash. I would actually say that I would imagine most of our videos for the next, at least the next week will probably be cash game videos, so if you've been waiting for cash games, good news. There'll be a lot of cash game videos in the upcoming week. As you can see, I've been playing for about an orbit or so prior to this video. I've won about $1.62 so far. Very exciting. Huge winning day today so far. Gonna play for maybe like, I don't know, solid 20 minutes, 25 minutes, see what we can get going on here. So pocket 7's here on the button, cactus open limps, decide to make it 50, which I think is fine. That is a fantastic flop for pocket 7s. Couldn't really ask for too much better than an ace-7 deuce flop, to be honest. I think I'm gonna bet. Oops, forgot that we're betting. We're betting cheeseburger amounts. We're playing cheeseburger stakes. All right, get in pretty good. Got to dodge a 3, and we do. Nice little way to start off this session here. Little trips versus pair action. All the way up to 14.39. So I think we're actually, I think we started today at around $95. So let's raise it up. Raise it. We're on a heater, bitch. Let's do it. Don't know any of these players. Love Rack City though. Rack City's got another great name over there. Hey Jay Carver. Hey, I was just talking about you. Hey, I was just talking. Gonna give up now. I think our little 8-6 offsuit game is up. I think we're just gonna let this one go. If it goes check, maybe I'll be inspired to do something with that. Not this time. I'll just let that one go. Obviously, it was a loose open pre-flop. Not a great flop for us. Once he calls, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so Marvin Rackle limps under the gun here. Rack City decides to muck on the button. I think we could argue raising there, but I think checking is alright. Don't really know any of these players. Queen 10 is probably not that ahead of limping range. I mean, it might be, but it might not be. Oh yeah, big bluffing skills. Alright, so we bet 20 cents here. 20 cents. I bet 2 dimes. two dimes. Don't squeeze me for information. I can't tell you anything. Deuces here in the small blind. Going to be playing this pretty much no matter what happens. I mean, if Cactus re-raises, we'll get out of here. But let's put 30 cents in and see a flop. Why not? Alright, the set flopping heater does not seem to have continued so far. I think we're going to check folding here. There's a chance deuces are ahead, but if they are ahead, they're not ahead by very much. Don't really feel confident enough in that read to check call, or anything like that. Could check raise, I think, something like that, but I guess this is alright, as is. Queen 5 offsuit, it's probably close to find open. So, you know what? You know what, why not? It's Saturday, we're playing cash games here. Look at that. Got myself my old mic back, in case you haven't seen that. That's why it's not in front of me anymore. Saw some questions yesterday. Just can actually leave it out of the frame, which is fantastic visually. So that's all sweet. We had a couple good videos in a row. I thought we had a couple good videos in a row. 14, the Dan O'Brien video, and 15. I thought we were all pretty good. We're on like a three video heater of quality. It's a quality heater. And so yeah, that's been sweet. Pick up this little pot here with a 10-9 offsuit. Take it to war. We're in the streets today. We're in the cash game streets. You know? What are you guys gonna do? We got $24 here up for grabs. Let's see what we can do with that. I love these 10-cent chips, by the way. These are beautiful. These like hot pink 10-cent chips. You know? Can't beat it. It's great. I love this. I love this Karthus avatar. That's all I can think of whenever I see this. If you're familiar with the reference, that's all I can see when I see that avatar. I go, oh, Karthus opens on the button here. I'm very tempted every time I see that to say that. That's just what I think. What can you say? All right, so nice and slow cash game action. Could fire up another table. I mean, I think we definitely could. In the future, I probably will. When I stream, I'm probably gonna do 2 tables with the commentary. So everyone seems really excited about that, and I haven't been banned yet. So I'll probably end up streaming at some point again in the next 2 days. So if you're interested in that, twitch.tv/jcarverpoker there. Like a little commercial break, you know. Let's talk about Twitch for a minute. All right, back to the action. Half of my favorite hand, 3-5 of spades is my favorite hand. 3 of spades, 5 of diamonds. Not quite as good, but worth a nickel. Gonna end up betting on this flop here. Just trying to get him to fold a random nothing, which he does, which is very nice of him. No rake, look at that. Sweet. King deuce spades gonna be raising this up here, even versus a limp. We've got ourselves the button. We've got ourselves 2 cards of the same color, which is sweet. Let's put in 40 cents. 40 cents. Raise it. Let's see. 5-8-8, not the worst flop for us. It's a kind of a hard flop for him to connect with. Doesn't necessarily mean we're going to win this pot all the time, but we probably win this pot more often than we lose it, which is good enough for me. 2 quarters. He doesn't really have a great stack to check call with, like, even a hand like ace-6, something like that, or like ace-7 suited. I mean, if it has hearts or diamonds, obviously, he continues. But he doesn't really have a stack that can, like, super call 50 cents without having to worry about it. Gonna raise it up here under the gun. Ace-9 of spades. Get called in the button. Karthus lets it go. All right. Another decent flop for us. We could have the best hand. If not, I think we can probably run this through. We can take out the hammer and give it to him. Give him the business here if we need to. All right. Jack, not a bad card for us. We might get ourselves in a little bit of trouble here, but I'm going to fire at least one more. We'll see what happens. Sometimes we have the best hand. Sometimes we convince him we have the best hand. Sometimes he's unconvincible, but it looks like in this case he just lets it go. So we've won $5 here so far. Nice little Saturday session. $5 in like 5 minutes. That's a great hourly rate, you know. That's not bad. It's not bad. All right, so Marvin Rackle limps. Once again, kind of like the King 10 offsuit, the Queen 10 offsuit. I think we might have the best hand, but we're probably not ahead by a lot. A little bit different of a flop than the last time when we checked with the Queen 10. It came King Jack. I'm gonna just end up check calling here. Slightly concerned that we don't have the best hand, but I'm not very concerned. Certainly not for a dime. I mean, I'm slightly worried, but, you know, very, very slightly. So, gonna end up checking here on the turn as well. I think it gets checked through a lot. If Marvin Rackle bets a lot, I'll probably just fold. If he bets like 30, 20, a dime, yeah, I'm just gonna end up peeling 1. Too often he has just like 8-10, spades, 10-9, something silly like that, and we have the best hand. River bricks out, so if we were ahead on the turn, we were almost for sure still ahead now. I don't think that is the case though, given the $3 bet. All right, we're gonna find out. Well, we were ahead of Cactus, not ahead of Marvin Rackle, who decided to just rip just drilled the old eight of diamonds on the turn there. Still managed to get a full payoff, despite you wouldn't think that he would be able to. I probably should have raised to like 30 cents here on the button, just play bigger pots on our button against players that are going to be defending very widely and probably playing slightly too tight post flop. So if I'm gonna be not lazy, I should really make it more than 20 cents. I think we just let this one go here. The 5 high on a queen 7 king board. I mean, we do turn like some straight draws and flush draws. Maybe like, I mean, not often enough that I'm okay with peeling with 3-5 of diamonds, but some percentage of the time we do peel equity. Oh, look at that. I'm always punished for my nittiness, you know? I feel like it always happens. It's always happened in these videos at least. I'm not results oriented in the slightest, but you know, just noticing the results. I notice the results, you know? I'm not oriented. The decisions don't get don't get changed. But, you know, within our sample size, we've I feel like we've run good with hands we've folded. All right, 4-6 offsuit. We're gonna try to see a flop here. Free 3 here in the big blind, and we decide to flop 3 of a kind, which was a very good decision on our part. We've played this hand beautifully so far. I'm gonna try leading out. I don't really think Marvin Rackle seems like the collie type, as you saw with the last hand when he had the straight. He just like put 10 cents in 2 streets, and then was lucky that the other guy put in a lot. So we're gonna bet, and bet. There are some rivers I guess I won't bet, but there really aren't that many. I mean, I'm honestly trying to think of a river that I probably wouldn't bet, and I don't think there is one. I mean, 9 is a bad river, but I probably still bet it. You know, like a diamond is scary, but I'll probably still bet that too. All right, gonna call here with pocket 8s. Let's see a flop dealer. All right, no set, but not really too concerned about that. Probably gonna end up check calling. Looks like we have the best hand. Gonna be betting here for value. 50 cents seems about right. Bet. Fantastic river card for us. I'm very confident we have the best hand. I mean, it's possible he has like 7-5, 7-4, something like that, but way more often than not, he doesn't have one of those hands. He has like either ace high, pocket like ace 5, ace 4, something in that realm. Could be an argument for checking if I thought he was too weak to call, but I thought he was more pair heavy and less draw heavy. But you know, could be wrong about that. Don't know this player all that well, obviously. Anything is possible here at the micro stakes, so you know we'll can't make any guarantees about that. When is the new software update? Soon. ETA. I know. I'm not sure if I should be telling them no. So you guys are gonna just have to watch me be a bad team pro because I don't I don't know what to say. Soon. Let's go with. Sooner than you know. That's fantastic. How can you argue with that? Alright. Sweet little dime bet in the river here. Dime with a 5. Chop it up. Alright, we got yourself a new player here. ATM avatar might be one of the worst avatars, by the way. I know, it's funny, I'm an ATM. Look, I lose money. Haha. I just don't really like it. I'm just not really a fan. I like Master Chief the best, obviously. That's the one I picked. So, Master Chief, I think, is the best. And then... Oh. Alright. Marvin Rackle has decided not to play this pot post. He's like, it's not for me. Fold. Alright. Hey, thanks for playing. Nothing more micro stakesy than button limp, fold when check 2. Alright. Maybe we're gonna just run our bankroll up we're just gonna run up entirely at this limit. He did it again, which is interesting. We're just gonna run our bankroll up $50 to 10,000 at 10 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, no limit hold'em. Now that would be impressive. It would probably be extremely difficult, but you know, it would be impressive. I'm sure it could be done. It's just a matter of grinding. You know, you just have to really dedicate yourself to it and play a lot of sessions, and then I'm sure anything can happen. It's ultimate poker. Anything can happen, right? Yeah. So probably going to be, depending on how the games go today. Today is UFC on Fox 5, so I'm going to be watching that. But probably going to be, actually, if you're in Nevada, I filmed like a post-game show with the local Fox station. So if you're in Nevada and you're hanging around tonight after the UFC event on Fox, there's going to be like a local news piece with me and Dan O'Brien and Terrence Chan, and it's it's kind of a cool piece. So stay tuned for that. I'm not really advertising it across like all spectrums of my social media because it might be I'm not really sure how it's going to come off, to be honest, but I think it should be interesting to say the least. I could have bet 70 cents here instead of 80, give myself a little bit better of a price, but I just kind of want to convince him to fold if he has a 6 or a 7. Don't think he ever folds a king, and obviously if he has 2 pair or something like that, he doesn't go away. So looks like that did not work out for us this time. Jack 6 offsuit in the small blind here. Probably planning on completing when folded to. Let's see what he does here. Checking, not the scariest thing. Bet. A dime. What are you going to do about it? 10 cents. Ship that there. Cash game poker, so much more fun than tournament poker. Tournament poker is more fun when you go deep, like when you win, but you know, for like a average day of the week type of thing. Cash game poker, so much better. You know, just get in there, play good, win money most of the time. That's fantastic. So we flop pretty much air, but I'm not going to let that stop me. 35 cents seems like it's the best sized. Gets the job done here. Gets the job done often enough, I think. So let's see what we do here at the Jack 8 of clubs. Probably going to be defending against the min raise here. If Rack City re-raise, we'd probably just fold unless he made it like 50 cents, and then I guess maybe we could consider doing something else. Pretty good flop for us with Jack 8. Jack 9 6, 2 diamonds. Probably going to end up check calling. Don't think there's too many other fantastic options. Could argue check raising, but I think check calling is better. Don't really know our opponent or anything like that. If he bets twice, I'll be a little concerned. Could argue for a bet out, but don't know our opponent that well here. So we river 2 pair, which is pretty meaningless because we probably have the best hand on the turn anyway. I don't know if this player is more likely to bluff than call. I feel like he's probably more likely to bluff, so I'm going to go with checking, but betting might have been better. We're probably not going to get to see his hand to showdown here, so yeah, I think that if we thought he had more pairs that could call, then we'd want to bet, but I thought he just most likely didn't have very much of anything, and I wanted to give him a chance to bluff. But that did not work out for us that time. It doesn't necessarily mean checking wasn't the best play, but I'll call with ace-9 offsuit in the small blind. Why not? That's probably good enough to see a flop with, even out of position. I feel like we can get the job done. I wouldn't hate if you were a poker player and wanted to fold here in the small blind, but I think I usually wouldn't. You also could re-raise, but again, why? Don't be silly. Let's just see it. Let's just see a 3-dealer. So if he checks back, I think we're probably well ahead. If he bets here again, I'm slightly concerned at this point for sure, but I think that we have to see at least a river here and then go from there. I'm not loving this situation. I'm loving it a little bit more right now. I think there's an argument to be made for betting instead of checking, because if he has a hand like ace jack or ace queen, he's not going to bet again anyway. And if he has even a hand like, oops, not 20. If he has a hand like king queen, he might just bluff catch with it. Like the only hands that this is better to check against are hands like hearts, hands that would bluff if checked to, that will fold when they're bet into. But it looks like we made the right decision because he called pretty fast for a full $2. So a full $2, yeah, that's right. Be jealous. $2, rub it. Where $2? That's it. Taking his $2 to the bank. All right, so this guy posts and then makes it 60 cents. I guess that will let him win the blinds and antes. That is fine. Don't to this avatar too much. This is a low stakes avatar, or it's new, but I don't think I've seen this avatar too much. That's a very uncommon avatar. All right, so we've done pretty good so far. Pretty happy with our play. Don't think we've done anything that I really dislike too much, which is always nice to say. This cash game Saturday war zones in the streets. I feel like we've done pretty well so far. Can't complain. So I guess we'll play for another orbit or two. Probably a full another orbit, and then we'll wrap this up. So if you guys want to see more, I don't know if I'm gonna stream poker tonight, but I might after the UFC event. I might stream something else though, so don't hold me to that. But excuse me, if you're interested in that, twitch.tv/jcarpoker. I will tweet before I stream, so Jason Somerville on Twitter if you don't already follow me there. I mean, if you don't, I've been plugging my Twitter forever now, you know. So that's really the best way to learn what's going on with me. I think like inherently, I think the difference between Twitter and Facebook is that like Twitter is so much more like news bites. It's like read this, this is a story, this is something interesting. Facebook is like look what I ate, look what I'm doing, you know, like I'm doing this. It's like stories, it's not for me. I can't really get into it. I mean, I have a Facebook and I pretty much post there when things go on, but you know, in terms of like my day-to-day consumption, I'm always on Twitter and I'm, you know, on Facebook like once a day. I just can't. Never really got into it. It's not my thing. All right, so probably gonna be our last orbit here. 3 more hands. Let's see if we can push it up to 20 bucks. But I think even winning this much, I think we've already. All right, we can see 3 here with 4-3 diamonds. This is like the perfect hand to do it. In position on the button. Let's see a flop dealer. All right, well we're on our way. Not quite there yet. Gonna see a turn card unless it goes bet raise. Looks like it's not going bet raise. This is another not great situation for us here because, you know, this player might decide to check raise, and if it goes bet and we call, the guy's not really deep enough for us to be super happy about this with the worst end of the gut shot. You know, if I knew for sure that this player is folding and, you know, that he was a little bit weaker on later streets, then I'd be happy to get in there. But, you know, without being able to close the action, I think folding is fine. As loose and ambitious as I'd like to be with those types of hands, I think it's fine to just let that one go. Gonna be raising when the intense folds. I think you could even argue not to raise this. You could either argue to limp behind or fold, but I think I'm going to raise in position here. This player seems a little bit like a loose passive type pre-flop, at least. Not that we've seen too many hands from him so far, so it's a very like narrow, non-developed read, but seems like that. All right, not a bad flop for ace 4 offsuit. If he checks, I'm going to bet. If he bets, I'm going to call. As promised. No deviation from the plan. Worked out pretty well for us. Chipping up. Very last hand here under the gun. Let's hope it's a good one. Not quite. Not even good enough for me to like loosely play it. So we won $9.03 today. Pretty solid. I think we were at 95 bucks. So back in the three figure zone, which is pretty sweet. I think we have like 104 bucks to our bankroll at this point. If you enjoyed this video, a little bit different, a little bit more strategy heavy, some cash, which is sweet. So probably gonna do a mix of cash and sit and goes. Probably stream more of the sit and goes and record more of the cash. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know on Twitter at Jason Somerville. In the comments below, I've been responding to comments, so if you have things to tell me, let me know. I'll respond. I'll be in there. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll be back with more later tonight or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. See you guys later.